So Google have just had their 2025 Made by Google keynote, and wow, they finally introduced the all-new Pixel Watch 4 along with a bunch of celebrities for all of their new Pixel phones, services and the Pixel Watch 4. It's probably the largest amount of celebrities for any product launch ever. And I'm really excited about all of the upgrades they've made to the Pixel Watch, and in this video I'll discuss all the new stuff that's coming to the Pixel Watch 4 and some of the similarities and differences against the all-new Samsung Galaxy Watch 8. Let's talk about the design of the Pixel Watch 4, and it looks largely similar to last year's Pixel Watch 3 with that pebble shape, and that's not a bad thing in my opinion. And that display will have around 10% more active area compared to last year's Pixel Watch 3. That smooth design has been working really well for the Pixel Watch, and I'm glad there's no revolutionary change to the way they've designed the display here. Now this is going to come with Google's all-new Wear OS 6, which we first saw in Samsung's Galaxy Watch 8 and Watch 8 Classic. Now this will come in two sizes, a smaller 41mm and a larger version at 45mm, which we saw first introduced last year with the Pixel Watch 3. And in terms of colors, there's 4 colors available in the smaller 41mm version and 3 in the larger 45mm version. And I kind of wish the colors were consistent across the two sizes. You see, there's 2 additional colors in the 41mm version. There's this additional iris band as well as a lemongrass version, which the 45mm doesn't get. And there's a moonstone version in the larger 45mm, which the smaller 41mm doesn't get. That's just a shame because I like the other 2 colors in the 41mm version quite a lot as well. And Google are still winning when it comes to the color choices, unlike Samsung, who only have black and silver in this year's Galaxy Watch 8. Now, the display is Google's Actua display, which is an AMOLED screen with a resolution of 320 ppi. It's the same resolution as last year's Pixel Watch 3, but is seemingly more domed here than in the Pixel Watch 3. Now this resolution is slightly less than in the Galaxy Watch 8 and Watch 8 Classic, but I can't think of any major issues there. This is also going to be brighter than last year's version, so going up from 2000 nits in the Pixel Watch 3 to 3000 nits peak brightness in the Pixel Watch 4, and this is now on par with the Galaxy Watch 8 as well as the Watch 8 Classic's peak brightness. Now the display on the Pixel Watch 4 is going to be made of Gorilla Glass 5, which is different to sapphire crystal glass, which Samsung have been using. Now sapphire is much harder than glass, and it differs in the way both of these materials can shatter if they have a high impact on them. And sapphire crystal glass is normally found in sports watches, and it's interesting why Google haven't gone in that direction with the Pixel Watch 4. I was kind of hoping that Pixel actually introduced a Pixel Watch Ultra in 2025 with that sapphire crystal glass, but unfortunately they haven't, and I think we'll have to wait another year to see if Google ever launch a Pixel Watch Ultra with sapphire crystal glass, or just introduce sapphire crystal glass in their normal Pixel watches in 2026. But looking at the battery capacity of the Pixel Watch 4, it has increased slightly in both sizes, and Google claimed that this could now last for up to 50% more than the Pixel Watch 3. So it's 40 hours with always on display and 72 hours in battery saver mode on the 45mm version, with 30 hours in always on display and 48 hours in battery saver mode for the smaller 41mm version. Now these durations are largely similar to the new Galaxy Watch 8's battery specs, and I'm quite keen to test the new Pixel Watch 4's battery out, given last year's Pixel Watch 3 was consistently giving me close to 2 days of battery life with fairly heavy usage. And I believe this increase in battery life has been due to the use of the all-new Snapdragon W5 chips in conjunction with a Cortex M series core processor, which helps the watch balance power requirements more efficiently than say a single processor like Samsung Galaxy watches do. Now this being a Google watch, there's obviously going to be a deeper connection and integration with other Google products and services. There's also call assist present here from last year, which can pick up calls for you as well as put calls on hold till you find a quiet place to take the call and speak to the caller. So Google emphasized the integration of Gemini quite a lot in this year's keynote, and there's a new feature coming on the Pixel Watch 4, which is raising your wrist to access Gemini and ask it to do whatever you want it to do. No button presses or no "Hey Google" prompts needed now on the Pixel Watch 4, which is epic, but I'll be testing out for false Gemini triggers whenever I'm raising my wrist to look at notifications or just see the time. And obviously they've probably ironed out those sorts of issues, but we'll see in the full in-depth review. There's also smart replies to texts now, all powered by Gemini, so you don't have to type in full replies. The AI should be able to recommend more accurate replies based on your past text as well as your historical data. Let's talk about the interesting stuff: health, fitness and performance features. and Google had Peloton's Cody Rigsby in the keynote to present all the health, fitness, and performance features. And one of the new things coming is a new personal AI health coach built with Gemini that is always adapting and tailored to you. Now, we saw the introduction of AI within the Fitbit app when the Pixel Watch 3 was released last year, and that did things like automatically building customized running workouts based on your last few days of training, and it's even more enhanced in this newer version with the Pixel Watch 4. Now, Fitbit premium users will be able to access this new feature on a trial basis later on in October, and Google said that they're also revamping the Fitbit app later on this year, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to bring to the table with this refreshed Fitbit app, given it's not seen a major update in a while. Google now have also made it possible to view live metrics from the watch straight on your phone whilst cycling outdoors, which means no more flicking your wrist mid-ride to see metrics on the go. And I'll be testing this out on one of my gravel bike rides to see if this is of any use. Now, Google didn't talk much about the advanced running dynamics like they did last year, but I'm guessing the suite of running dynamics is probably going to be exactly the same as last year's Pixel Watch 3. Now, Google also made a point about the heart rate sensor accuracy and how it's on par with chest straps, which is an interesting and bold claim coming from a wrist-based heart rate sensor, and I'm going to be keen to test that out against my Polar and Garmin chest straps, as well as my new Garmin Forerunner 970, which I've validated extensively against chest straps to see how true that claim from Google is regarding the Pixel Watch 4's optical heart rate sensors. Now, other than that, recovery features seem to be exactly the same as last year's Pixel Watch 3, so things like readiness score, cardio load, and detailed sleep analysis will be coming to the Pixel Watch 4 as well. Now, Google have finally upgraded the GPS antenna from a single frequency antenna on the Pixel Watch 3 to a dual frequency antenna on the Pixel Watch 4 for better outdoor location tracking during workouts, and I'll be keen on testing that out with the Samsung Galaxy Watch 8, which also has dual frequency antenna, as well as my Garmin Forerunner 970, in addition to safety tech introduced in the Pixel Watch 3 like fall detection, car crash detection, and loss of pulse detection. A new safety feature coming to the Pixel Watch 4 is the ability to contact emergency services using satellite comms on the watch itself, a first for a smartwatch, which is interesting to see. Okay, so when it comes to pricing, Google have kept the prices the same as last year, which is really good news. So the 41mm version will come in at $350 or £349 here in the UK, and the larger 45mm version will come in at $400 or £399 in the UK. There's also LTE options available on the Pixel Watch 4 for each of those sizes, and the prices increased by an extortionate $100. Now, I do feel that Google have paid quite a lot of attention to some of the hardware as well as software upgrades coming to the Pixel Watch 4, but the prices are still higher than, say, Samsung's Galaxy Watch 8. So on paper, at least, the Samsung Galaxy Watch 8 might be a better value for money than the Google Pixel Watch 4, but I'm still going to give the Pixel Watch 4 the benefit of a new and upgraded smartwatch and review it with an unbiased mind. And I've already pre-ordered the Pixel Watch 4 in the larger 45mm Bluetooth version in the Moonstone color. Now, don't be shy from pressing the subscribe button, especially if you don't want to miss out on my full in-depth review of the all-new Google Pixel Watch 4, as well as an epic comparison between the Pixel Watch 4 and Samsung's Galaxy Watch 8. And whilst we all wait for our pre-orders to come in, make sure you check out my full in-depth review of the Samsung Galaxy Watch 8 as well as Samsung's Galaxy Watch 8 Classic. See you in the next one.